buy a vest and you go to your doctor.
Yep.
It's easier to get a service animal in San Francisco than it is to get a medical marijuana card.
Metal Gear Solid 4, man. I've been grinding through that. I keep not picking it up because it is so heavy on plot. Like, it's like, don't tell me how that 12-course meal ends. And it's cool and everything.
But if you came across something about Metal Gear Solid 4, if somebody brought it up,
I would still have that reaction. If
Really?
if I just randomly stumbled upon like the ending or like just a 3-sentence ending summary and I just read it, I'd be like, oh no! Now it's gonna be in the back of my mind as I play through that.
But you realize that's kind of irrational for something that's
It's
a few years
completely
old.
irrational. It's not a spoiler, it's like a personal spoiler, you know?
There are people who are really sensitive to spoilers. Like even like if they think they'll even remotely watch something like 80 years into the future, they'll still be pissed if you spoil.
That's what I'm
for them.
saying. Like, what's the cutoff?
What spoils what for you, you know?
Well, I think it all depends on like. It depends on the person, because if you're the type of person who's sensitive to that sort of thing, like just don't even discuss
But
endings
there's
to
being
games around them.
oversensitive too. Like the person who's saying don't spoil Metal Gear Solid 2 for me is being oversensitive to spoilers, right?
Well, it depends. Like
Technically, the fact that you play as Raiden for most of Metal Gear Solid 2 could have been a spoiler. They
also,
kept that
you
hidden. They didn't
you,
show that
You
off.
don't know if that person's playing through the game right now, 12 years later. Like you have no idea unless they explicitly stated otherwise.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Even if they hear something, if I say something about Metal Gear Solid 2, if I say something about Twin Peaks, if I give away who Luke Skywalker's father is, am I spoiling anything?
So here's the
can you
difference.
get angry about that?
Here's the difference. It varies if you're having a conversation with one person about the game, and it varies, like, in that, for instance, in your particular situation, if you were having a one-on-one with somebody and they were like, oh, don't tell me the ending to that, like, would you have a problem with it? You would just go on to another subject. But if you were talking to it, like, if you put up a video where you talked about the ending to Metal Gear Solid, that would be totally fine.
Yeah.
Because, especially people who are watching, like, gaming videos, it would be assumed that they would know that already.
I don't like the people who are so oversensitive that we could be sitting in a group right now, right?
There are people who have X'd out of this video already because
we mentioned spoilers.
Yeah.
We just mentioned the word spoilers.
I remember talking to someone, I said, oh man, I just beat Fallout 3. And she goes, shut up! And I'm like,
yes!
by the way, the ending to Fallout 3 is like, nothing.
So if we're sitting around in a group and one of us, we're talking about Fallout 3, and we're having a good discussion about it, and somebody's like, no, and they just kill a discussion, I think it's the rudest, most selfish thing in the world. Fallout 3 is so old, and we're having a good discussion about it, and we're hanging out, like just quietly excuse yourself or just deal with it, right?
Quietly excusing yourself would be proper etiquette.
The weird thing for me is that I used to be totally into spoilers. I wanted to be that guy. Like, I used to also go to all the midnight showings. I wanted to be that guy who just was like, just ahead of the curve. I read a script for Attack of the Clones like 3 months before it came out, and I was like, whoa, this movie's gonna be awesome. So the biggest spoiler is that movie sucked, and I somehow missed that reading the script, but I was 15. But
So let's set a cutoff. Let's try to figure out like spoiler etiquette, right? Like what is spoiler etiquette for a movie? When can I talk about the ending of Dark Knight? Dark Knight comes out this weekend.
Are you talking with a group of people or one person?
When is it okay in a group of people to be like, oh man, that was so crazy when at the end of Dark Knight blank?
Here's how I would do it. I would phrase it not like that. I would kind of test the waters first. Like, oh man, how about that ending to Dark Knight?
Right, you would do that now, but when would it be okay to not do that?
I would say for a movie that's in theaters, a month.
1 month.
really?
If you're talking about it
Yeah, I
with
guess
people
you're right.
who you know have seen
Well,
the
what
film
about
already,
games?
then go for it.
What about games? Does it depend on the size of the game?
Oh,
know?
sure.
Is like, I don't know, it's like Call of Duty more valuable a spoiler than
Spoiler, they win the war.
Guns get shot.
everything gets exploded. Somebody stabs a dog.
Do you remember that part where you had to crawl in Call of Duty and it was nuts? I feel like for a video game, if it's a particularly story-driven video game and it's like a AAA game, a $60 game, I feel like you would have to be cautious 3 to 4 months. Cautious. And then you could be like, oh my God, when at the end of Mass Effect 3, and then that would be when somebody would have to stop you.
Yeah.
Giant dog just appears on the screen and then dies.
He appears on the screen and he goes, I've been waiting for you, Shepard.
See, I don't even know what the Mass Effect 3 ending is. Everyone got so mad about it, and they got in such a big hissy fit, and then they put out this.
Oh no, it's not even a big deal. I'll tell you what it is right now.